Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Generation Shock. You already know, my name is McNutty, and I actually going to tell you the reason why. The reason why is...
No way.
Nah.
I
don't know, Brian. All right. So, I'm going to introduce my lovely and handsome colleagues here with me today on the show. So, first up, ladies, he is sweet, he is kind, and he is all mine. If you don't know him already, él puede comerte entera. It's my boy.
It's your boy Gordo. What it do, shorty, baby boo? What it do? Welcome back.
There we go.
Very white over there, bro.
Hey,
We did a little bit, right?
How you doing, shorty?
Next up, ladies, he is still single. And trust me, once you lock him down, you'll never want to give him away. He's a sure shot. He can shoot a 94, and he knows how to get a hole in one. It's my boy.
The monster on the mic, Shaq Monster. What's up, y'all? How you doing tonight?
Yeah, you like that 94. Put a grin into your face.
Hey. So look, I'm sorry. I was a little late to the recording tonight because I was out there on the golf course. Best game of my life. Shot a little 94. What's up? Holla at me if you guys play golf. Let me know.
And last but not least, our fearless leader, the handsome man, el bachatero, el cantador, my man.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Messiah. No need of introduction. No, I'm kidding.
Just need one finger.
Okay.
It's Shaq Monster, sir.
Yeah, Shaq Monster. Let us know real quick, because I know before McNutty gets into what today's episode is about, that 94, bro. Talk to us about that 94.
So we have a golf. I got a golf thing I got set up for Thursday because this is my last 4-day week, and then I got to go back to working normal. So I was like, I'm trying to get as much as I can. So the guy I'm golfing with, it's him and his boss and somebody else, his boss's brother last time. So me and my friend were like, hey, let's go out. He hit me up. He's like, let's go out today. I was like, all right. So we get out there, and I don't know what it was. I was just feeling it. Man, first hole, I sank like a 25-footer for a par. I get out there, and I hit a double bogey the next hole, then another par. I mean, I was just feeling it. And then it starts pouring down rain. I just cranking some great shots out. And I hit a 48 on the front, a 46 on the back, 94 to finish the day. And literally, it's like the sun's setting on me on this par 3 as I'm hitting it just beautifully and just plopping it over. And it was a great feeling, great day. Anybody that plays golf understands. Like last week, I shot a 104, and this week I shoot a 94. I dropped 10 strokes from a Thursday to a Monday. Dude, it was. Woo.
You know what's crazy? When I golf, I know how to stroke. I get a 69 every time.
That's not golfing. That's just you.
Ready to eat for everybody.
What we doing today?
So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all all are having a great day. Once again, I want to start off. Thank you for all the love you guys are showing us. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. We got some new things coming out along the way from Shaq Monster, from Gordo, from Messiah, and myself as well. So stay tuned. Tell your friends, show us the love, guys. We really appreciate it. And like Messiah always says, if you're up and coming, music, businesses, shout us out. We'll go ahead and throw you guys out there. But we're gonna start off today's. Oh, what happened?
Well, speaking of that, real quick, I seen you sipping on something. Would you show us what you sipping, bro?
So
I know you're drinking something today.
Yes. Let me shout her out real quick. Let me get out of the way. Shout out to Stephanie. Check her IG out. It's Unwrap a New You. So UNWRAP ANEW, and then just the letter U. She made this beautiful Bad Bunny cup for me here. A little Starbucks on there. See the bunny. Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice.
And then inside, if they would like to sponsor us, Bacardi coconut rum.
Hey man, you need to holler at the girl and tell her to get that the cups made with the Gen Shock logo on for us. You know what I'm saying? Now that we got the new logo, you know what I mean? Like, let's go.
I'm gonna call her. I'm gonna call her tomorrow because it's too late right now. But yes, as when Messiah saw me pour it, I poured too much, so there's about like that much coconut rum right there. And
so then I see him pour, and I'm like, oh, he gonna get tipsy.
Put the Coke in the nut. No, wait, how's it go? Put the lime in the Coke and then you drink it up.
Yep.
All right, let's continue.
Nice.
So, jumping into today's topic, today's gonna be about technology and how it's come a long way from when Lewis was around and. He didn't have cars. He was just yabba dabba doing in a vehicle.
The Flintstones?
Yeah, like the Flintstones. And, to cell phones, to gaming, to telephones. I mean, you name it. So, go ahead. I'm going to just drop the mic. Whoever picks it up, go ahead. Who's picking it up?
Yeah.
So I'll start it up.
Go ahead.
Actually, you start it up. Start it off. So you were before Jesus.
But if you're going to start it off, I got to know what it was like when you had to carve out a letter on a tablet. And then you had to give it to a carrier, and then 3 years later you got a response. Let me know about that.
So
I want to know about that.
I don't know much about
carrier
that,
pigeons and shit.
What I could tell you is, I remember one of the worst things before was actually, and it wasn't because I'm that old, because rotary phones is older than I am. But we had one though, and I remember my grandmother had one, and I remember you had to all this just to call the number. And back then, remember, it was only 7 numbers that you didn't need an area code. Area code became about late 80s late 80s. Area code became something because there was too many phone numbers given out. Population started growing, and so then they started creating area codes for different cities and different counties and different areas. So back then, you just had to remember 7 numbers. Then area codes came around. Then you got the 617, the 857, and then you got the 978. That's up north shit, So even though it was 7 numbers, but it felt forever, bro. Go ahead.
So nowadays when we talk about stuff, I'm like, I got hoes in different area codes. What did you used to say then?
Well, back then, because I was young, I didn't have any holes in different area codes.
Okay.
Lewis had bros. I got bros.
Bros.
In different colonies.
No, but you know what? I was gonna wait. But you know what? This show is brought to you by. Are you ready? You ready for the surprise, Shecky?
Yeah.
Oh.
It is brought to you by.
The hell is that? Where'd you get my cell phone?
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yo.
Hello, lady.
Those are the cell phones. Those are cell phones. Right now, that those are the ones that don't have global GSM. So you can use those to do it if you don't want to be tracked. Yeah, that's you remember that shit? It came in a case, but that case was about the size of this microphone.
No, that reminds me though. Remember the one that was bigger though, and it was beige. And it stuck out far and this big. That's a newer version either than that one. You had that big beige phone that oh.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
The first cell phone ever was.
Go ahead.
Oh, the first cell phone ever, I think we talked about was the Dynatax 800. That thing was.
Wow. Yeah, it was fucking massive.
Yeah. And then it evolved into beepers.
Yeah, it cost that first cell phone was $4,000 to buy. $4,000.
Crazy.
What?
Damn, that, bro.
Well, go ahead, Messiah. Tell us a little bit more about your thing. I got some stuff that I can add.
Yeah, so remote control was still a thing, right? It was a thing, but funny thing is though, growing up in the projects, there's a lot of stuff I didn't know until I left the projects. But we're talking about technology, and we're not talking about poverty or shit like that. But there's a lot of stuff. I remember having Atari, right? Atari was one controller, one button, ColecoVision. I didn't have Coleco, but my cousin had Coleco, so I had to go to his house and play Coleco. And Coleco was I had a number pad, and that's how you would play. You would play with the joystick, but you would select games and settings with the numbers. So yeah, that's one thing. What else?
Okay.
Damn. So phones was different. We remember the racetracks that you built, that you put them together, and then you use them and you race around. And then they got fancier. You could put them on a wall, and you get the commercials. Even the commercials back in the day was like, holy shit, I want that. They can go up the wall and all that. Never got it. Globe Santa never brought it for me. So, but I really wanted it. For those of you who don't know, if you grew up in Massachusetts, Boston Globe, what they used to do for poor communities, they used to give every Christmas gift boxes, and your parents had to go sign up, and that's what we call Globe Santa, right? I believe it was Boston Globe. I'm just trying to put it together, and that's how I used to get my Christmas gifts. It came with crayons and books that we never read. I don't know why they put books in there. Like, let's educate these projects kids. Fuck no, none of us wanted to read. We just wanted to play with toys. Yo, why you putting books in there? Tom Sawyer and all that shit. I didn't care about Davy Crockett and all that shit. Give me something I can play with. So, I was like, but Mom used to grab the book. She was like, here's a book. I'm like, no, please don't. Give me what else. And you also come with a bag of candies. But I understood. My sister they used to love to read, but I didn't know if they like collecting the books, but they used to love doing that. But that was just back in the days, bro, playing. Then Nintendo came out and all that other stuff. But again, when you went outside, your mother would yell out the window, hey, come inside, dinner time, or come up, you gotta come up. You left your room messy, because my mom didn't get no fucks given, bro. She'd be like, you better get upstairs. You left your room messy and this and that. I'll go downstairs and beat your ass. I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
She used to scream across. One of the scariest thing as a kid, right, was like when you hear, yo, your mom's looking for you. I'm like, and I'm on the other side of the project. It's like, ooh, what do you mean she's looking for me? She's looking for you. I don't know, bro. She's over there asking for you. I'm like, fuck. So I had to run around the other side of the project and come. In my project, we used to have two entrances. So while she's looking for me on one side, I go up the other side out of the entrance and get into the house. And I wait for her to finish looking for me, and then she comes back, like, "Where the fuck you been?" I'm like, "I've been here." I was like, "Yeah, right." But so there was no way of, it's like now you call the kid. Now your kid is 6 years old and they have a cell phone. You want to know where your kid's at? You can track them, right? There's and it's a good thing, right? Because now you can track your kid in case they get lost, and then with all these child abductions that be happening, you could have and track your kid. You don't have to. It's not it's not as scary when you lose a kid, because you can track them, right? But back in the days, bro, my mom would go through the list of phones, because she'll write the phone on the wall
or the phone book.
Yeah, she'll be like Maria. She'll call. Is Peppo there? That's what they call me. Is Peppo there? No. So they have to call everybody in your friends list. So you had to tell your mom your friend's phone number. If you was gonna be, you're gonna be at your boy's house. Okay, what's his phone number? Because she wanted to know that you were there, just in case you were safe.
Yep, just in case.
Because it ain't. It was yelling out the window or calling your friends. Your mother's
or whistle. Or whistle.
Or whistle. Yep. Or the whistle. Yeah. And then
the whistle. The Hispanic mom's whistle, mad loud for no reason.
We used to have public transportation in Boston is everywhere, but I remember it used to be 10 cents just to get in a bus. Maybe because I was a kid, so it was cheaper when you're a kid. But then as I got older, I'm like, damn, $2 to get in a bus from here to over there. It's like, man, I wish I would stay a kid. It's 10 cents.
Sheesh.
But that's I can't think of any other technology.
Okay.
Oh, we played outside.
Here's
outside
the thing.
Versus playing inside.
So here's the thing. It's for me, when we're talking about technology, it's not just about that technology. It's about how life changed, right? Technology changed the way we live. And that, to me, is where I look at the gap, right? Between maybe these two and me and you, right? So this is the biggest thing that I find funny. When I was a kid, right? And like you said, we played outside. We rode bikes. When I went out, I did whatever I want. Nobody knew what was going on and all that. But I look at it on a different side. I remember when, you start to get a little bit older and, you start to, have feelings for a female, right? You start to get into these ladies and stuff, right? So this was the difference, right? You pick up a phone, right? You dial the number. You call her up. and then you wait to hope to God it's not her mom or dad who answers the damn phone.
Or her father,
right?
yep.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be like, excuse me, is Rachel there? Can I talk to Marie, please? Like, you don't want to be that, well, who the fuck are you? I mean, like, oh, sorry, sir. You know, you can't call somebody after 9 o'clock at night because it's a school night, right? So you ain't talking to them late night. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? God forbid you might be in the other room. You don't hear the phone ring. You ain't talking to nobody, right? I was in the days before answer machines. When you called somebody, they didn't answer, you stuck. Then answer machines came out. You got to leave messages. I remember being a kid, and we'd be out there running the streets, wilding out, and it's like, hey, man, you got a quarter? Nah, dude, I ain't got no quarter. Fuck me, I got to call my dad and check in. Man, you better call collect. And it's like that commercial. Hi, it's Bob. It's a baby. I had a baby. It's a boy, right? Like, you got to call collect and be like, you know, hey, pops, I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that payphones, those were a thing. Those like, I looked, I survived on payphones.
Almost every corner.
You had
every
to.
Corner had them, bro.
Dude, picking up them payphones, calling somebody up, yo, where you at? Hey, I don't see you yet. I'm at the corner waiting on you. Like, dude, that was the way life was. And then, like you said, as things got a little bit more advanced, like we got a pager, but here's the problem: why payphones were so important. Guess what happens when you got paged? You had to find a payphone, right? Oh shit, gotta go do that, right? And then the stereotypes came around. When you want to be a cool kid in school, you got this pager, and then guess what all the teachers said? Motherfucker selling drugs. He's a drug dealer. Yep. All of them drug dealers had their pagers, right? And so it was just a whole different world. I remember one of the greatest moments of my life, and this is how weird things are. When you talk about 6-year-olds with cell phones, right? Nah, it wasn't that. I thought I was the coolest kid in school because I got a phone line in my room. And it was my own line. Oh, yeah. I got my own line. Watch out. We flexing. I'm talking to chicks till 1 a.m. But you remember.
I'm going to tell you what you told Nelson last week. Man, you were rich.
Oh, my goodness. Mezia, tell me if you've ever had this experience, right? You on the phone with some chick, or even your boy, right? You talking to him, right? And all of a sudden, you hear somebody pick up the other line. Ma, I'm on the phone. Leave me up, Ma. Hang up the phone, Ma. Like, dude, you guys don't know what it's like.
I need to make a phone call. You need to hang up already.
Right. Oh, but hey, yo, bro, I gotta call you. Hey, girl, can I hit you back up later? My pop's got to make the call. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just a different world back then, and that's what I look at when I think about technology, dude. To me, the most advanced game, Atari, right? Think about, you look at the Call of Duties and PUBGs and all these games out there. The coolest game ever was Pong. That was like mind blowing. Oh my gosh, you can play Pong on Atari. I was like, that to me was the most advanced shit.
That was the game.
Oh my god, Pong. Dude, like, and then there was the one with the little alien shooters and like the arcade. Like, if you want to play video games,
Space Invaders.
Yeah, but that was the thing. If you wanted to play video games, you weren't sitting in your living room. You were grabbing a bag of quarters. You were heading up to the arcade, right? And you're feeding those machines.
The laundromat too.
Yo, you put a. If it was like 2-player games, like fighting games, you put a quarter. Yo, I'm next.
Yep, you had to mark your territory.
You were next,
dude.
Yeah, yo, I'm next.
And I know we're gonna get a lot more into other technology, but that's to me is what technology meant, is seeing how life changed for people today. Kids today versus when I was a kid, right? They don't know those ways. Like you guys were talking about, right? Hey, if I needed to call a plumber, I wasn't going on Google. I'm flipping through the fucking yellow pages trying to figure out, let me call that one, right? I remember those days. I lived that life when I needed something.
Call the pizza shop.
Right? Yeah. You gotta look it up. What's Domino's number? I don't know Domino's number. Let me go look it up in the yellow page. The white, dude, you didn't know somebody's phone number? You looked at, there is no Google. There was none of that shit. And then you had those big books. Right? Because there was no technology to keep it in. So there was the address book. So you had to put everybody's phone, like you were talking about, everybody's phone numbers in. So my dad had a little red one, and he had all my friends' numbers in it. And he'd flip through that book. When he needed something, I got to look for this person. And it was just a different way of life. That's what technology was. It was just how it changed what you do and who you are in a way. Like, it's just crazy.
Wow.
There was no...
What was the coolest thing?
Shecky used to call the plumber. Now he is the plumber.
I do lay that pipe.
What was the coolest thing? What was the coolest tech?
For me, when I was a kid, I remember back when the Nokias were coming out, early '90s, late '90s, early 2000s. The Nokias were the legendary Nokias where you drop them, the earth will crack. Those kind of Nokias where you can play Snake on. Those were. I remember when those came out.
Yeah.
That was a jam. You just play
That was
Snake on it
99.
for hours.
That's because they finally had
Just
a
play
game on it.
Snake
The
on it,
first
like-
cell phone with a game. Done.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yep. Playing
And there's
Snake.
no other
And
game
they-
like
but
that.
they were.
I remember when phones got
Yeah, they were built
cameras on them.
heavy.
Yeah.
Yep. And Tetris. Tetris was really good on the phone too. Also remember
Tetris,
back when
though.
Psychics came out.
Game Boy. That's where I played Tetris all the time. Was on a Game Boy.
Oh, yeah.
That
Oh, yeah.
brick of a thing.
Game.
Oh,
Oh.
Game Boy,
Oh.
Donkey Kong.
And fun fact, those Game Boys actually are super expensive now. They're almost the same price of a console, just because they're
Really?
really, really good. Like I saw one on eBay for like $5,000. It was a yellow Game Boy, but it was like bigger than a brick. But it was like super mint condition.
Like 8 batteries and shit.
Yep.
dude! I remember when
like-
Game
Yeah.
Boy got color. I lost it. Oh my God! There's color. It was like with
Yep.
TV. Now I'm not old enough. I know Messiah is. I'm not old enough to know when TV was black and white to color. You know what I'm saying? But I remember we talk about technology.
Well, I remember it because and not because I was around during that
Uh-huh,
time. It was because I was that
yeah.
poor. We didn't have color.
Okay, but
We
I
just
remember,
poor.
I had a 32-inch
Whatever you
TV,
say.
and that was called a big screen. This TV weighed like 80 pounds, right? And with this huge entertainment center that we had to put the TV in to hold it, and people thought I was rich because I had this big 32-inch TV, and we were balling, balling.
And it was heavy.
Yep. Now look at that 65 behind
All
you.
of us. Oh my god!
Now look at that
Now
65
look at me.
behind you, bro.
Now look at me, 2 TVs, man. Shoot,
Two
They're
TVs
thinner
that are
than-
not.
thinner than paper.
Yeah, I remember. That's another thing that changed.
Yep.
Well, I don't think it's. I don't think. Well, yes, it did change in a way because it's affordable now. As technology gets better, it gets also more affordable.
Yep.
It gets cheaper, so now people have more TVs. Because back in the day, it was only one TV in the house,
Yep.
and we got lucky.
One.
If it wasn't a hand-me-down from the grandparents, if it wasn't a hand-me-down, it was just a small like 19-inch whatever size. was back in
Messiah,
the
though.
days, on top of a big ass TV that doesn't work anymore because they gave it to you.
Messiah,
but you
though.
put it on top.
What was the remote control when you were growing up?
Oh,
Exactly.
Me or
Damn
any-
parents
me or
yelling
any of my
at you.
siblings.
Yep. Go change the channel.
see, but that
Go turn
didn't
up the
change so
volume.
much.
Yo,
That
they
didn't
had,
change so
what?
much for Hispanics.
It had the U. Yeah, it had the U to channel up to channel 14 or 16, right?
And click,
And
click,
then
click,
you put
click,
it on,
click,
and then
click.
you put it on U, and then you go to UF. I think it was UF, and they went from 18 all the way to like 60 something. Turning.
Remember
until
the
you get
days
right
of having to tune in the banana ears and
Yep.
shit? Oh, it's a little fuzzy. Look, no, look, I remember days I was told, stand there. What do you mean stand there? Yeah, stand there. Don't let go because the picture's good. Don't move.
Aluminum
How am I
foil,
supposed to
aluminum
watch
foil.
it? Doesn't matter. Just stand there.
Yeah, and I remember my stepfather used to love wrestling, and that's what we did. Watch wrestling on the weekends, bro. We used to love wrestling.
Oh.
And I'm talking about wrestling when
Andre the Giant.
Hulk Hogan
Yeah,
was-
Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant,
Dude, I remember when he slammed
you know,
Andre
the-
the Giant.
way back in it. That was
Ultimate
WrestleMania.
Warrior.
That was the first WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, Ultimate Warrior. All
the
of
first,
them.
the first WrestleMania.
We
yeah.
used to take mattresses out
Damn,
into the
damn.
yards and freaking do WrestleMania moves.
Oh yeah, we used to play wrestling. We used to make
Yes.
belts out of cardboard, bro,
Because
and
guess
draw,
what?
and draw
There was
on
nothing
them.
else to do because there was no technology.
Yep. We played
Yep.
stickball. We played stickball. We in the projects growing up, like one way of entertaining ourselves is throwing rocks at cars and running.
Damn.
Bucket.
We
Yeah.
used to have
Okay,
We
okay.
used to pick up potatoes in the woods because there was potatoes that grew behind. We used to have potato wars. We'd peg each other with potatoes. Like we had nothing to do with our lives. Like there was nothing.
We used
Yep.
to, I used to,
Okay.
what we used to do is we used to love doing flips on mattresses. We used to collect the mattresses, put them in the yard, and doing flips. Go ahead, Goldo.
Okay, now enough of you two dinosaurs.
Whoa.
McNutty, I want to know more about our
Yeah,
technology.
let's hear about your generation.
Yeah, what was like
Our
for you
generation,
growing up,
McNutty.
little boy, little youngin,
Yeah, because you're the baby here, McNutty.
little baby
He's like,
face.
Not
I
these two
grew up on
dinosaurs.
PlayStation 1.
Yeah.
Oh, you spoiled.
No, he probably was. No, he's not old enough for PlayStation 1. He was probably on PlayStation 2 at least.
Ooh. Ooh, late release of PlayStation 3.
That's it. That's a big evolution, right there.
That's a big one. That's a big one.
Yo, tell us, McNutty.
No.
Tell us, you kind of you quiet today? Or you
No,
tipsy
I'm
already?
waiting for my turn,
That shit
bro.
got you fucked
It's your
up.
turn.
That shit got you.
It's your
I'm waiting
turn.
for my turn.
Don't get too turned.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
your
yeah.
turn.
You said Gordo. You didn't say me.
Goldo said
No, I
you.
said you.
Gordo said you.
Oh, my bad. I might be a little tipsy. Who knows?
Oh, that
So
coconut
I'm a-
rum.
So, you know, I growing up, it was kind of like, you know, what you guys had. I mean, I remember, like, you know, I had Game Boy, then Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, but, like, I had a PS1, too, when it first came out. That gray console with the power and the eject button. And then you had to blow on it, just like your Nintendo cartridges. You had to blow on it just to make sure it worked. But I just remember, like, I barely played. I remember I was outside with my friends playing football in the street, basketball.
That's what it was.
You know, I played
That's what it
baseball, so you know, I was on baseball teams, playing handball, suey ball. I remember I go to the arcade in the laundromat across the street, and I'm putting my quarters in. I'm playing the racing games and Street Fighter and all that shit. And like I just remember, like, I just had a blast as a kid, you know, growing up. And I remember, yeah. Go ahead.
What was the best technology? Go ahead. But what was the best technology you grew up with? You felt like you grew up with?
It had to be I mean, for me personally, it had to be the evolution of the cell phone. It just that was me personally.
So what's the
'Cause I
first cell
remember,
phone you
just
remember?
like Brian. Well, I got another one here for you guys. Got another nostalgia.
And it still
It's a
powers?
Razor, right?
That's the
It
Razor.
still
How
powers?
old were you when you got your first cell phone?
I want to say 12. 11 or 12.
That's
was
young.
when I got my first one. I remember I was using my parents. You know, my dad had this one at first, right? That was like long ago, but you know, I remember when they had the Nokias and I played Snake, and you know, and that's when flip phones like evolutionized. Then you had
You ever had a
the
sidekick?
Flip
I had a
phones were the
sidekick.
shit.
Yep, I had a sidekick. They were. You know, you gotta double click the 3 to get to E. You
Yeah,
know?
everybody
That-
loved
that
it
was
though.
texting
But
days.
That's
flip phones were the shit.
777 though.
I remember when that was the
Yep.
thing. Like I had a flip phone when I went to college, and I thought, man, I'm fucking cool.
And
I
you
got a
used to be the
flip
shit. You used to be the shit, not even looking like.
Yeah,
Yeah, so what's up, baby? When we going out tonight? Yeah, I'm just sending my boy a quick text. Yeah. Oh, we out there. And back then, they didn't have no unlimited plans, bro. They had
No.
a text and talk
Yeah.
plan.
Oh,
Yo,
no, nights and
remember this,
weekends.
remember this, yo, remember this, yo, call me after 7.
Yes,
You go,
nights and
man.
weekends. You can't
Yeah,
talk
after
unless it's
7,
nights
bro.
or weekends.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
but real talk.
Bro.
Real talk, though. I'll never
Yeah.
forget. And my mom watches the show. Shout out to my mom, Mama Dukes. She laughs every episode. She's like, we're hilarious. But she probably gonna get mad at me. But I remember, like, you know, we had the house phones back in the day, right? And my mom be like, no more phone, you know what I'm saying? But you wanted to call that girl, you know what I'm saying? You wanna see how she's doing? Baby
Get
girl,
that?
what we doing?
Yeah.
You know, you want to meet up
Shout-
after school?
what's up,
Yo,
shawty?
I had to hide my cordless phone, bro. I hid that thing, and then at night, I had to plug it back into the wall right there. I just, you know, it normally lights up green, the little numbers.
Yeah.
Like, hey, baby, what's up?
See,
And
you
just to Brian's example, though, just to your example, though, when you called, you hoped that girl picked up because you changed, like, you know, you're like, it's ringing, you're like, ooh, yeah, what's up, baby? You're like, in your head, you're like, oh, what up, baby girl? You know, you're ready for your spiel, but then the dad picks up, hello, Mr. Reyes, how you doing today? I'm just wondering if Jessica's home today. I would like to speak to her on behalf of the homework project we have to do later. And it was like, who the hell are you? I'm her science buddy from school, you know.
But here's the thing: you had portable phones.
Yeah, hold on.
I remember that you could get found in the house, but they just follow the phone cord because there was
Yeah.
no cordless
Yeah, they
phones
get
for
the
us,
extra long
right? Yeah, you
phone
get the
cord.
extra
Yeah, I
long
know.
ones, and they're like, where is he? Oh wait, there he is. You just follow the phone cord. Boom. And you're trying to hide in closets
they
and
used to
shit,
get-
right?
I
Just-
know,
used
but
to
I
get
got
mad.
no. I had the corded one. I got lucky because there was a phone port in my room,
No,
so like I didn't have to run it.
I had to get it
It just,
installed.
I remember. I looked and I was like, oh damn, there's a phone port there.
Is it
My
activated?
allowance? Could I save my allowance to get a little $29.99 phone? I think so.
that was a lot
So,
of
you
money.
know, I
back then.
remember doing
That
that,
was a
bro.
lot of money.
I remember
Damn.
like the cord back in the days, bro. You used to just go all the way back, and you'd be like, your parents, they'll be like, because se pasan el teléfono 24 horas como si paga los biles. Like, well, let me say that in Spanish. Let me say that in English. This guy right here, he's on the phone the whole day. Like, if he pays for the bill, He'd be on the phone 24/7, like he's the one
Because
who
you
pays the
paid
bill.
per
Get off the
minute.
damn
How
phone.
crazy is that? You paid per
Yo,
minute.
speaking of that,
hold on.
Nintendo took
Yes.
advantage of that. They used to have like when back today you Google how to there's walkthroughs on YouTube. Back in the day, you want to know something, you had to call 1-800. The first call was 3 minutes. Every additional minute was 99 cents. When your mother got that phone, be like, "You call Nintendo?" It's like,
Well, until they
what
came
you
out with the
needed to know.
gamer magazines, though. The gamer magazines were huge.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was
And
that
I
thing
They
called?
made money.
What was that thing called? The Game Genie. You guys remember that?
Yeah, the Game Genie.
Oh, you put
Yeah.
a game inside the Game Genie. You got all the codes and
They
shit.
gave you all the codes.
Yes.
They gave you all the
Yep.
codes.
I love
Yep.
that shit.
Dude, I remember
Yep.
left, right, down, right. That Grand Theft Auto.
Yes.
That's the Konami
Yes.
code. That's the Konami code.
Dude,
That's
but
the Konami
That
code.
shit's
you'd be
classic.
talking on the house when you're having a good conversation. You be on the house phone, like the cords all wrapped around you and shit. or you're
Yo,
hoping
facts.
you're spitting the game and the girl's like this, twirling her finger around it, like oh my gosh, check monster.
Yo,
Oh,
it'll be
yeah.
6 o'clock in the morning. You still spitting. Yo, 6 o'clock in the morning. You still spitting. Your mother wakes up like, you still on the phone? I was gonna say it in Spanish. ¿Tú todavía estás en el teléfono?
No, you just
Like,
fall asleep
be like,
on the
you
phone.
still on the
with
phone?
them? Yeah.
6 o'clock in the morning.
Nah.
Remember when you
Yep.
fell asleep on the
Oh,
phone?
all the time.
Yo, back
Bro.
in the days. Yo, when I was a teenager,
You be like this, bro.
we used to have, computers were available, but when you grew up, like not able to afford one, we used to have chat rooms on the actual phone. Yo, it's called the Boston something, and you just call and then and everybody's on the phone. It's like a party chat. Everybody's talking, and you just turn like, go private. Dial this number. It used to be a specific number, and then if you, then she'll go private, and you're waiting, and it goes, waiting for, and then they go in and they be like, in the room with you, and they used to say your name, like, oh, now you got it on private, and you used to be like, yo, where you from? Oh, I'm from Connecticut. Oh, that's not that far. I can drive out there. So, and that's how I used to kick it back in the day.
Dude.
It was all chat rooms, bro.
Damn.
AIM.
Do
AIM.
you
It was
remember?
crazy,
No,
bro.
AOL
That's how I know
AIM.
Springfield, bro. Goldo, that's how I know Springfield.
AIM.
We didn't do the phones.
Hey.
We did the internet. When the
Hey,
internet,
you wild.
the internet back in
Messenger.
the day, when you waited 10 minutes,
That
fucking 10 minutes for that shit to load up, just so
Yo.
you could get into those chats with these chicks. Dude, I used to chat with these
Yo.
girls all the time through AIM, man.
Remember?
AOL was like it. There was nothing else. AOL was the like epicenter of the internet.
I
Well,
still
there
have
wasn't even
AOL.
internet then. But man,
What?
Those
You had
private
to
messages,
pay. You had to pay for data.
dude.
You had to pay for for megabits or kilobytes. You had to pay for that. Remember when AOL everybody used to get free mail of AOL disc, a startup disc. And you had
Yes.
to load it up.
Yes.
You gotta subscribe.
Damn.
You
You
try
remember
it
the
for a
floppy
couple of
disk?
days
Remember
for free.
floppy disk?
Oh
Damn,
my
bro.
gosh! Oh.
Yo,
That's
yo,
what I
I lived
now,
my life on floppy
BBM.
disks, though, man. We were in school. I remember in school, I was in elementary school, and they finally got those iMacs that were round, right? And they had the colors on
Yeah.
it. Dude, I thought those were that was like a spaceship. Like I didn't even know what that was.
See, I grew up in a different era, like obviously, but like I grew up watching, like we learned how to use computer. Obviously, I went to public school. We and computer class was one of my favorite classes because I'm like, man, this is awesome. That's how I got to learn about computers because of school. I was in grammar school, and we used to learn. It used to be a little turtle, and the turtle used to teach you how to do squares. You give a command, so they were teaching you how to program already at that age. But I'm like, I only do that during that once a week when we used to have computer classes. I never had a computer.
Yeah, but
at
that
home.
was the difference.
Imagine if I had a computer at home, I'd be
Okay.
a programmer.
But that was the
I'd be a
difference.
programmer,
That was the difference growing up from then till now. The only way
Yep.
to use a computer when we grew up was to program it. Like there was
Yep,
they
to teach you how to do squares,
correct.
circles.
Technology
color
wasn't
inside.
advanced enough
Yep.
for us to just be able to go in and just drag and drop. No, there was none of that. If you weren't programming the computer to do what you want, like then you weren't using
Yep.
it. Like C:\backslash back. Like that was the life of a computer.
And remember when you used to have a class full of computers and you started learning how to do instant messaging to
Yeah.
another computer? You'd be like, yo, what's that computer number? And you'd be like, yo.
Oh, I didn't do that in
what's
school.
up? Boom, It shows up on the disc. They'd be like, they'd be looking around. I'd be like,
Oh, so you're more advanced.
Yeah,
That's me,
My
Johnny.
schools didn't
That's
have
me.
that kind of money. We didn't have that many kind of computers.
well, we did.
We did have
We
it at
were,
my
we were
school.
redneck high school. We couldn't
Bro, I
afford all that.
remember.
No, in my
I
high school they had
remember-
that, and
Go ahead.
They had that in my high school, and I remember because my brother and I we would take the same class, but an hour apart. So we'll have the last computer in on the back right of the room. Have it set up for my brother because my brother was like a dinosaur. He did not know how to operate his computer right. So I'll have it set up because it was the same work, same teacher, same work. I will do all the work for him and my work. Leave it saved up on the computer under a file name saying Gordo Boss, like Gordo BOSS. And my brother will find it, upload it, change his name, and just change a few letters or two, and just send it to the teacher. It'll be the same work. He'll be done in like 2 minutes. Like, you finished? Like, yeah.
The first computer hack right there.
Yeah, your teacher.
Goldo, the first computer hack.
Your teacher used to be like, your teacher must have been like, this guy's a genius.
Yeah.
They thought your brother was a genius because he finished his work.
Oh, he finished it. We finished our computer class in half a semester. Between us two. Like, just, yep. Because in Mass, in Springfield, they allow you to do, if it's an extra credit class, if you finish it in half a semester, you can take another class. So that's what we did. So we did computer building and replacement, and we also did videography. It was pretty dope.
So I remember high school was like that. Go ahead, McNutty.
I remember in school, like, and we're talking about technology, like, you used to look forward to your computer class. You used to look forward to your music class. They're teaching on the piano.
ROTC as well.
And
ROTC was the shit.
I remember like in middle school.
I never wanted music.
In middle school, we had that essential class where you take home the baby and you.
Oh my God, I got that in high school.
I never.
Home ec.
I never. That never
home
happened
ec.
to me.
That I never had
Home
that,
ec,
but
yeah.
home ec.
Home
but
ec.
no, music class. I will never forget my 6th grade year. You could do PE or you could do band, right? And I was afraid to get dressed in the locker room, right? Because I was a naive little kid. I was like, kind of weird about that. So I tried to take band for the first semester. Man, that shit was whack as fuck. I'm like, I'm done with this shit. I went straight to PE. Man, playing basketball and all that other shit. Man, band was horrible. Yeah. I tried to play the oboe. Maybe it was the instrument. I tried to play some oboe. I was like, nah, cut that.
And
I remember, I'd rather take, for me when I was growing up, when I was in high school, I preferred doing an electronics class versus music. And I'm like, and it turned out that I love music.
You know what
everybody
pisses
in my family
me
loves
off,
music,
though?
but I prefer more computer.
You know what pisses me off? When I was growing up, for me, I don't know about you guys, there was no such thing as STEM. They didn't offer
what?
STEM. You know what STEM is?
No.
Science, technology, something, and math. I forget what it is. I forget the actual, but it's basically all around computers, math, engineering. Oh, engineering, that's the E. Science, technology, engineering, and math.
Oh, STEM.
Was that a down south thing?
No, that's a huge thing now. STEM classes, they're all about that world.
Was.
Huh?
When I was in high school, it was up north.
Yeah, but they don't have that
up
now.
in Mass.
When I was in high school, listen, bro. When I was in high school, we had a Dewey Decimal System.
That's my point. That's the difference, though. When we're talking about technology,
you had to go library. You had to go to library, just to give you an idea, Goldo. You go to the library. You go to the librarian. You be like, I'm looking for this book. Okay, it's gonna be it's gonna be in this out number by. So we used to have a system. It was a system, bro. That if you didn't know the book, you had to go to like a
card
shelf.
It'll
give you all the numbers of the card. It will give you all the numbers. It'll be like, okay, it's in 053.
No.
Okay, RU 053. And you have to go and look for it because they have books in aisles, and it would be organized according to that, bro.
Listen, this is where technology differs.
Crazy.
Do you know what my dad had to go out and you talk about traveling book salesmen, right, and all that stuff in the past.
Yeah.
He bought me an entire Encyclopedia Britannica, and for those of you who don't know what that is, that was Google.
I remember that.
Before Google. So whenever I had a project, I had to go by the letters A through Z. What do I need? That. Okay. You open it up and you have to research through these damn encyclopedias because there was no Google. Like these, dude, and it cost them like $400.
Using the index.
$400.
You gotta use that index. Found what you needed.
Yep.
I remember seeing the commercials on the Britannica. I'm like, man, I wish I can afford those books.
Dude,
that was for rich people.
Yo,
I was in Puerto Rico.
Yo, Yeah, remember Columbia House?
Yes.
We used to get the music CDs and the cassettes.
Remember, you subscribed to the dollar ones for as long as you could,
Yep.
and then you let the dude. You know how many CDs I got from that shit? Just fucking trying to cheat the system.
You know how many? I used to call my cousin like, "Yo, you're about to get some free CDs or tapes. Yo, they're mine, bro. They're mine." I used to change the address just to get them, bro.
Yo, for the encyclopedias in Puerto
like,
Rico,
go ahead.
we couldn't afford those. So my grandma used to do save the newspaper for like a month or two. It's like, oh, you have homework? Here you go. Search a newspaper. See what you can find. If you find it, cut it up, put it on tape.
Yo, speaking of newspaper, we used to use that in the brown paper bags for book covers.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yep.
Remember, I mean, at least in my city, the books when they were new, or in order for the books to last from each year over year, you had to put book covers, and if you got caught writing on the book, you would get in trouble for that.
Oh, you in so trouble.
I'm gonna drop the mic on y'all right here. You ready?
All right, show us.
Remember your cassette player, bro?
Yep.
You had to record your music, get it on your cassette.
The radio station.
Damn.
You had your damn headphones, the size of molasses, like this damn big, and you just plugged in like that.
You mean the Walkman? You mean the Walkman?
Yep. With the AM/FM radio. Then you had your CD player. Remember? And
that shit became
you knew
portable.
when it started skipping. Yep, you knew when that shit was skipping. You had to clean the lens or
God forbid you walk too fast or you move or something. You shake something. I remember driving in my car. Oh my God!
They came out with anti-skip,
dude.
Anti-skip, bro.
But remember back in the day, I remember my first car had I got a CD player put in it. I got a couple tens in the back, right? And we cruising. I'm pimping out. Like I'm just like, man, I had a system. Like there were some certain things I was able to do. I was 16, bumping that shit. Boom, boom, boom. You hit the bump. Fucking scratch the CD.
Skip.
That shit skipped forever though, dude. It was ridiculous.
Yo,
there was no digital.
Yo, one
loading.
thing.
That was the loading. When you saw the word loading. Like,
you remember CDs? See, I remember growing up. Like when I was a kid, my stepfather had 8 tracks in the car.
See, I wasn't old enough for 8 tracks, but I had tapes. I had tape decks. In most of my cars,
8 tracks.
My grandma still has an 8-track.
For you guys out there, for all the young kids and all that. 8-track is if you know what a cassette is, an 8-track is bigger. It's like a big VHS, but it's not a VHS. It's just a bigger cassette. You know what it's like? You know what it's like? It's like the original Nintendo, the console. Remember how you had to like push it in? That's what 8-track was, but in your car. It's like taking a Nintendo like game and plugging it into your car. That's what 8-track was.
And back in the day, you had a receiver and you had a speaker wire connected to your speakers.
Bro. My first system. No, my first system when I was in the house, I had 2 tower speakers with 10-inch subwoofers or 12-inch subwoofers. But here's the thing. You had the unit that was the tuner, right? And then you had a separate unit for the CD player,
equalizer,
a separate unit for the equalizer, a separate unit for the tape deck. Like I literally had 10 different components. 10 different components.
God forbid you touch the equalizer, bro.
Oh my God.
Yep.
I said it
Also,
that we did.
It's still at my mom's house.
First song ever.
Send you guys. My father still has all that.
I hooked it up. First song ever I remember.
Damn.
I hooked all that shit up. I wanted to blare the speakers. Man, we were doing some things, that kids do when we're young. Man, I put on Bone Thugs and Harmony, first of the month. That's the first thing I ever heard bumping on my system in my house. We're in middle school and it's just fucking wake up. It's up. Oh my goodness.
Yo, it's something these kids will not know nowadays. They have now iTunes, they got Spotify, they got Pandora. Back in the day, we have LimeWire. LimeWire and Windows Media Player.
Audio?
Crosswire.
Like, what's networked audio? Bro. Like, come on. There was no network in your home.
Or Napster, bro.
Dude, I used to download so much illegal shit. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Napster, the shit out of things. That shit got shut down.
Wait, uTorrents?
LimeWire.
The way we did it is we used to also have boom boxes. My uncle used to have a boom box that he used to take outside. We used to break dance outside on cardboard. Like,
now
you know,
now I know he's
Electric
old.
Boogaloo and all that.
Now I know you're old. Oh my
So,
god.
We used to break dance, bro. Yo, that's why I love
You're old
my
as
Adidas
fuck.
windbreaker because it brings me back.
I think
Yo,
Louis
my
fell on his
Adidas
head a couple
windbreaker-
times. That's why he forgets.
Yo, brings me back to that era, bro. The Pumas, the Adidas windbreaker with the Adidas shell.
I'm not even old
Yeah.
enough to break
the,
dance.
The whole suit with the Kango hat, yo, for you could do head
Damn.
spins and all
You had that Kango hat
And there
like
was
that.
yo, I'm talking about, and then
Just like that.
if you was
Just like that,
fancy-
McNutty.
If you was fancy, I remember if you, the older, because remember when you're a kid, you also hang out with the older crowd because they're the ones who bring the music to the streets.
You had
so
to,
you used to
yeah.
carry
Yep.
around the big boom boxes, right? So
With
I
the
remember
double,
my
the D
uncles-
batteries.
Hell yeah, mad D battery. Yo, the battery
shit's
goes out in the
expensive
middle of
as
the block
hell,
party. You have a
too.
block. Yo, you
Yeah.
had a block party outside. The batteries.
You need
Yo,
like-
yo, pass me the batteries, bro.
You need like
And
12
it's
D
12
batteries.
pack. 12 D batteries, bro.
Yup.
Yeah, I remember like my uncle's radio used to have an alarm, bro. It came with the alarm. You could, as you know, if you want to buy the more expensive ones, right? So he
Yeah.
had his. If you move it, the alarm go off. He'll probably, if we're playing basketball, and the alarm goes off, he's like, yo, somebody's trying to steal my boom box.
Oh,
It
we
was
lost
crazy.
you. We lost
Yeah,
you
we lost
again.
check.
We lost you. We lost
It's okay.
you.
We'll continue recording. Checkman
That's
should be
it.
coming back.
He's on his Nokia.
Yeah,
That's what happened.
What?
We lost your audio loop, Messiah.
Yeah, we lost.
We lost your
this
audio
shit.
for a second.
I just want to talk
It's
about a
these
video
damn-
game.
Look at it. Speaking of technology, back in the day, shit was reliable. This shit's not reliable. Apple, this is not reliable. Mind you, this is the first generation, though, so I haven't upgraded.
It was
Listen,
all about this
listen.
right here, bro. All about that little aux cord.
I know, but I'm using my iPad. The iPad Pro is a Type C.
Oh,
Um,
Benito.
Yeah, I know.
Go to your
I'll
local
upgrade.
retail.
I'll upgrade soon. I'll upgrade soon.
Go to your local retail store that has technology and buy an adapter.
Hey, but when we talk about technology,
It should
hey,
be. It should be very close to you, Louis,
Let me ask
Messiah.
you guys this, because I know all of you will know this answer. What was the number one and pretty much only technology store growing up?
Radio Shack.
There
Radio
it is.
Circus City.
Radio Shack. That's where
And I
you
used
went
to
for
work there.
Rest in peace.
everything.
I used
Nah,
to work
bro.
there.
Nah, it used to be.
Don't say Circuit City.
What was it? Woolworth, bro.
What?
You don't know a Woolworth?
Not
Is that-
now. You
is
old.
that in Jerusalem?
Now you old. Now you old.
Jeff, you know what Woolworth is, right, Jeff?
No,
No,
Jeff
no,
does, 'cause
no,
he's
no,
as old
I
as you
told
are.
him on
Unless
this show,
Chicago didn't have
You gotta
it.
call him Viper. You gotta call him Viper this show.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Viper. Hi, Viper.
Oh, what's that about?
I hope I don't get in trouble for that, McNutty.
No, let me hear this Viper thing.
No, I don't think he wants that out.
How about a
Oh,
no?
okay.
Anyway,
Yo, Viper, hit me up and let me know what it's about.
But anyway, so we used to have Woolworth, and that's where there was electronics in there. What else? I remember that back in the days.
You can't remember it that well.
Dude,
Changes,
but-
bro.
Radio Shack. You know, he's getting old, bro.
It had
He's getting old.
technology and oh yeah, I don't know anything else.
Yo,
Oh yeah, I
Yo,
know.
they used to have
Hold up.
parakeets, fishes. They have all that shit. Woolworth had everything.
So you're telling me electronics and fish? The water and electronics don't go together, bud.
I don't know. No, they were more. Woolworth was more of a clothing store, like a Walmart, but they have some electronics.
So stop that.
Dude,
Then
Mazai-
it's
Mazai-
Radio
an
Shack.
actual electronics store.
Yo,
An actual electronics store was Radio Shack and Circuit City.
Yeah, those are the
Besides
only
that
ones.
customer, besides
Damn.
that customer that goes, hey, I need help. What do you help with? Electronics.
Yo, I love that, bro. What department you need help at? Electronic department. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, ma'am?
Well,
The
you
whole
came
store's
to the
electronic.
right place today.
Oh yeah, you're right. They start laughing when I call them out like that. Yo, they start laughing. Oh yeah, you're so silly. Yeah, you're right. TVs. I'm like,
You
okay,
know,
man,
for-
it's gonna be right on this side.
Dude, like I mean, I don't know, man. I just know me. I love cell phones. I remember having a Sidekick, and in Radio Shack at one point started selling cell phones. I used to work at Radio Shack. They used to have the cufflers and
Was
what
Radio
that?
Shack commission based?
So yes, it was. So you get paid hourly, more like poorly, but hourly. And what they used to call it was spiffs. That's how they called it. So you'll get a certain percentage off
If you
the
sell a
protection
certain
plan you
thing,
sell. Yeah, and then also
Shoe
like
stores
when
do
they
that
started
still.
selling cell phones. Yeah, when they started selling cell phones, like you used to get it was $45 for a new activation.
Were you like
And how
4 years
you
old
get-
when you did this though? Like you were like 4
Huh?
then, because Radio Shack's you're like 4 then, because Radio Shack's been gone for a long time and you were young, so you're like 4 years old
I
working
was
there.
not 4, bro. I was not 4.
So let me ask you this: I got a question for all of you, and I want you guys all to give me your answer.
Okay.
And McNutty, because you're the cell phone guy, I want you to start. What is the phone that you remember having before you got your first iPhone?
Dude, and you're probably gonna agree with this. The BlackBerry, bro.
That was mine.
Listen, now listen. I love the Sidekick. Do not get me wrong. I thought I was the shit. Like I had Lambo doors on my shit. You to flip that shit is open. Don't get me wrong. Okay, the Sidekick was sexy, dude. And I remember, having my flip phones and all that stuff. I always had the newest phones. But when I got a BlackBerry, and that was more around the time like I started getting females. What's your BBM, baby? What's your BBM? And you scroll with the little ball, and you're
But you had
texting
two
away,
finger
dude.
texting. Two finger texting.
Two-finger texting.
Yes,
The phone wasn't still that big,
No,
but
yeah.
still 2-finger texting. And bro, the BBM,
Yep.
and it was perfect. It was like you knew when they read it, and you knew when they did it. So they could have been like, "Oh, I didn't see it." No, you saw it. You got the double check mark.
You saw it.
You saw it. Don't ignore
I
me.
saw you.
It's not like iPhone
No,
now.
I-
Where you can just leave that shit as delivered, and you'll never know. You're like, oh well, maybe you got this.
I do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt
You'll see a notification on your watch. You'll be like,
So Goldo,
alright,
what
alright.
was the phone you had
my
before
first
your iPhone?
was
Oh, go
a
ahead.
4.
Yeah, I didn't have one
No,
until
he
like
could go,
the
but
Oh,
my first
six.
iPhone was
nice.
a 4. iPhone 4.
I didn't have one until the 6.
Who you calling? Who you calling now?
Gordo.
me.
Okay, Goldo.
For me, my first phone that I had before I owned an iPhone, I don't know if you guys had this. It was the Beyonce phone. That phone was like this thin, okay? And the phone, you flip it to the side and it goes upward. I forgot the name of it.
Was it a Sony Ericsson?
No,
had to
it
be
was not a Sony Ericsson. It wasn't Sony Ericsson. It's one of those phones you flip it to. It's like this, but you just flip it to
Oh,
the
I know
side.
what
It goes
you're talking
sideways and up, so it
It was
become
like a
even
sidekick.
longer.
It was like the
No.
Sidekick when you.
It was
flipped
like the
sideways.
Sidekick, but this thin.
I'm gonna look it up right now. Go ahead, keep talking.
Yes, look it up. So
It
that
probably was a
phone.
razor.
Here's why I didn't
So,
ask
it
Messiah
was-
really, because we all know the last phone he had was a can with a string and another can. That's the last phone he had before
Well,
the iPhone.
Speaking of that, before
A can with
the
horse
phone
hair.
Before before I bought my iPhone, I used to have a Windows phone, bro.
Oh, you are so
I used to have
lame.
a Windows phone. I know.
So
I know.
lame.
But it allowed me to go into the internet, bro. I used to be like, man, I could, I could watch porn in on my phone, bro. I was that guy, bro.
PG.
I was like, holy shit. So I was like,
McNutty,
yo,
lady- you
Ladies,
talk
ladies
about
and
cell
gentlemen,
phones.
he's not even drinking yet.
McNutty, you talk about cell phones. Do you agree that that Apple probably revolutionized the entire cell phone game?
yes.
That you're not
I
making
don't
nutty.
act like nutty,
You're
but
not
I
in
would
the
say yes.
beginning. Yes, you're not. Thank you.
You don't McNut.
Yeah,
You're
I
nutty, you're
believe
not
so.
McNutty.
Like when they first came out with their first iPhone, I think it revolutionized it. I mean, in today's day and age, I mean, there's more companies, being more creative and have better technology on their phones.
Samsung comes out with stuff
but
before them, but
Yeah, but I definitely,
it doesn't mean it works correctly.
it'll blow up in your pocket. But
They blow up.
But go
Okay,
ahead,
but the
McNutty.
one thing that you get with Apple obviously is the consistency, and you get a well-built phone, and you don't really
And you
get
get
that
the
many
ecosystem.
viruses.
You get quality.
and
You get
the
quality.
ecosystems. You do get quality, but at the end of the day, like technology-wise, there's other companies that are advanced and put more technology in their phone. So, but I think it's like
Well,
starting off,
you
I
would
think they
have to.
revolutionized. They were the best touchscreen phone in the beginning. They're the best.
yeah,
one.
right. That's what I was gonna say. They literally made the
They started
common
the App
cell
Store.
phone that we use today, in my opinion. Because I know you're a cell phone guy, that's why I was curious about what you thought. But they took, even if the other people were doing it first, they made it mainstream. That was the difference. They may not be first to something, but they make it popular. And Apple made the common phone that we use today the end all be all for cell phones.
To record this video.
Yes.
Yep.
Not me, but you guys.
Yo, but let me tell
I
you.
can't find a phone. It
with
might have been a
iPhone.
Kyocera, by the way. The phone you were talking about might have been a Kyocera. I can't remember it like off the top of my head, but I
Yo,
know what
so-
you're talking about.
I remember the first iPhone. I remember when Steve Jobs announced it and how he announced the keynote and everything. I remember seeing one in person. I was by that time I was doing the bachata, and we were in a VIP Hennessy party. We were on a party bus on our way. And we were in Hollywood, Florida. Yeah, we were in Hollywood, Florida. We were doing the red carpet. And then before
I just
that,
found it, McNutty, in 2 seconds.
we got invited to a Hennessy VIP party, and that's when we ran into all the artists. Dude, inside the bus that would transport you from the hotel to the to the Hennessy party, some guy, he was a producer. He left. He was leaving. We were walking in. Me and the band and the manager. We were walking in, and the first thing we said, like, "Yo, that's a phone." We grabbed it. It was the first iPhone, and at that time, it was like, "Yo, that shit was like it cost money." I was like, "Fuck, this is the iPhone." Yo, tell me how when we end up going to the Hennessy to the mansion, some guy goes in. He's like, "Have you guys found a phone?" I'm like, "No, we have no idea what you're talking about." He walked in. He was like, "Man, I think I left my phone here." Yo, we had that shit in our pocket. First phone, bro. First iPhone, bro. First iPhone.
That's how it got leaked. That's how it got leaked. Right there.
Damn.
It gets leaked every time.
So McNutty, the
Go,
phone
what's the
was
phone?
the
My fault.
Samsung Juke. The Samsung Juke. That's the name of the phone.
And
The
you said it
Juke?
flipped sideways? Let me see.
Yep. Like side and up.
Samsung chip. Oh, it was. It slides up?
Yep.
Oh, that's not what you said, though. You said it flipped that way.
Yeah. If it goes from like this and it flips upward, like sideways and up.
Oh, it does. It does. I see it. Yeah, it had both.
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah,
my
I think
bad,
this
yeah.
is. I think this is where we ended, right?
We're getting close.
Almost
No.
an hour.
Well, before we end it, do you remember the chocolate phone? That was the music phone.
I do remember.
Yeah.
Slide up. Oh, man.
Yep.
Good days,
Yep.
good days.
Yo, remember when Nextel came out?
Oh,
Yo, where you at?
that was
Look at
huge.
Brian. Look at Brian. He's like, oh, remember
Dude,
that?
walkie-talkie
Yo, where you at?
phones. I couldn't afford
Yo,
that.
and then they came out. Yo, but that was one of my favorite companies that came out, bro. Nextel.
They turned into
And
Sprint.
you'd be like, yo,
When the Nextel-
yo, where you
when it
at?
merged,
Yo,
too.
Yeah.
yo, across the street, bro.
You know,
and
Brian
then
was
when
like,
they flip,
hey,
when you
I'm
press
out
that
here
button,
in the
it'll
hood.
No,
I'm out
dude,
the
back
woods
in my
out here.
town, one of my boys that I grew up with, he was they owned a construction company or a concrete company. He had money, like, so he used to, like, you know, he would help me out because he knew he was younger than me, so I looked out for him. We'd hang out, but he had the money, so dude, his whole family had the Nextels.
Yep.
Dude, it was the wackest looking flip phone in your life, but you never flipped it because you just pushed the button. It was literally a glorified walkie-talkie, and everybody loved it.
Yo,
So easy to
and then when
communicate.
you had it, you were out, and then people just like, yo, when they don't even alert you, they just called you, yo,
I never had
yo,
one.
we're over
I
here.
couldn't afford
We're
that
about
shit.
to eat pizza, bro. Where you at?
I
And
couldn't
I'm like,
afford
what
that
the
shit.
hell?
And think about that. Think about back in the
By that
day.
time, I started work. I was old enough to work.
Think about that. Like Brian just said, you know, people love that thing, and that's just the ease of use of it, and that still
Yep.
carries on till today. People's like,
Yep.
whatever's gonna be easy for me, and whether you've had an iPhone since the 3G, the 3GS, the 4, the 4S.
Yo, how about when you press the button and you see somebody's calling you because the little window when you close it, the little window. Oh, that's pretty okay. All right, boom. Then you're like, oh, it says your mom. All right, mom. You open it, it goes opens open. You be like,
Yep, you can
let me go
flip it
south.
open. Yep.
It's a
Yeah.
but that's the thing.
And then they started getting more modern looking.
It was
They had
private
the new modern
conversation
looking,
when you
more
opened
sleek.
it. But if you kept it closed, you're still talking, but everybody hears you.
Yep.
That was the difference.
Yep.
But if you don't want everybody to hear you, you flip it open. Yo, yeah, I'm with that stupid idiot. Yeah, what's up?
Yo, speaking of that, bro, because you know how technology, as it advances, people around you. If you're when I started growing up, I fell in love with technology. So once I was able to work and afford it, I always try to get the latest shit because I always wanted to be the one to have the latest shit. I wanted to be the cool kid, right?
Oh yeah, the
So,
BMWs
I remember when the Nextels came out, right? And you could put a headphone
Except
on
AirPods.
it, and it had a microphone. It had a one earpiece, and it
Yeah.
had the microphone on the bottom, and you could pick up the phone call. But you're walking up. So mind you, I live in what's considered at that time was the most violent city in Massachusetts. But I knew people, and so I didn't have to worry about that. But people see you walking, and they'll be like, "Yo, this guy's talking to himself," and they will walk away from you because they think you're crazy. because they thought it was a headphones, so you listen to music, but you're actually talking to somebody, and they're like, "Yo, this guy's crazy. Get away from it." And because they didn't understand the technology.
But look how far you've come. You went from that to that you're going to go out and buy the new M5 in 2021 so you can start it with your freaking phone. We all know that. I gotta have it. I gotta have it.
Yo, it's true.
Hey, you're gonna drop some J's on it, aren't you?
No, I don't put J's. McNutty's gonna put J's on his.
But still won't update his AirPods though.
Oh, speaking of which, talking about J's, what's the sneaker of the day? Let's go.
Oh yeah, before we go, we're under with the sneaker of the day.
Let's go.
Wait, before he does the sneaker of the day, before you do sneaker of the day, I just want to say a shout out to Suits for bringing me today my favorite empanada was a chicken and cheese.
Oh,
and
that's
it always
not the
go good
D's
with a
McNutties?
cold glass of Coke.
You didn't order
what?
a D's McNutty?
No,
they haven't-
I was
they
gonna
haven't
order it,
created
but
Oh.
Hey, Mark, that's gonna hit, bro. That D's McNutty, the one I told you about. I'm telling you, bro.
Dude,
I got great ideas.
Mark, you got to get that thing out there, man. The D's McNutty, it's gonna be a game changer.
Yeah, D's McNutty. Yeah, show us the sneaker of the day.
yep.
What do y'all want today? You want Nike, Jordan, or Adidas?
Adidas.
Whatever.
Surprise me.
Adidas.
If
You
it's
want
I haven't
Adidas,
seen
I'll go with
Adidas yet.
Adidas.
Let
bro.
me see some what you got. Pull out something you got.
I did show you Adidas
Some
last
stripes.
time.
Oh, did you? I don't remember that.
You want? No, I don't have the old school stripes. I took out the Yeezys the last time.
I forgot that's Adidas. Yeah, you're right. But that was like 2 shows ago. I don't count that.
Okay, I'll pull out. All right, well, going back to the Yeezy, we're gonna pull out the Zebra.
Oh, that's
50s
nice.
here.
So wait, so Yeezys are Adidas?
I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
You see it right there?
Ooh,
See, I don't know
neither.
nothing about sneakers, bro.
That's dope.
I didn't know Yeezys were Adidas.
Yes. So
That's
these are
probably the
Zebra.
most expensive Adidas out there, bro.
No, there's a couple more expensive.
Hey,
ones.
Messiah, when we get off of here, I need you to hit me up on another note because of the thing you got over your shoulder about them ass Patriots and the whack ass Newton. Hit me up about that later.
Yeah. That was I think that was a political move by the Patriots. Just saying.
Listen, we'll save
whatever.
that
No,
for the.
It's not political.
We'll save that
We'll
for
keep-
something
we'll-
else.
We'll talk about
But
that.
Hold on,
listen,
we're gonna
hold
have a
on.
channel for
Go
that.
ahead.
We're gonna have a channel for that.
Yeah, we got plans for the future. We don't want to mention right now.
9
but,
a.m. Right?
it's gonna- like
Is that
I
when it
said-
drops?
No, it drops at 8 in the
Okay,
morning.
8 a.m.
But-
But 8 a.m. every
Yeah,
Wednesday. That's what I wanted. That's what I was going to try to say. Okay.
Eastern time.
Yes.
Yeah, every Wednesday it drops 8 a.m. Eastern time. Stay tuned every week. We update it. We come up with topics every week. Also, like right now, you
Yes,
guys just
yes.
witnessed. We were stumped on topics. Like, oh, we don't know what's up. Give us ideas. Drop it on the bottom. Leave a comment. What should we talk about? What you want to
Yes,
hear about?
yes,
Hey,
yes.
we got something special coming
ahead.
soon too, and it's going to be something that all of you are going to be able to participate in. Right? I'm not going to talk about it much more than that, but there is a huge announcement coming very soon. And everybody's going to be able to be involved. So everybody out there watching, if you want to take a part of this show, we got something coming for you soon.
Yes.
If you have any questions, write them down. Leave a comment. We're gonna pretty soon do an episode about we're gonna read the comments and answer the questions. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna talk about that in the show, right? We'll answer some of the questions.
You giving away the good stuff, bro.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like we're gonna do an episode that we read some of the comments.
All right. Well, listen,
Alright,
ladies
alright,
and-
alright,
all right,
alright,
let me
alright.
close this out. Ladies and gentlemen, like my man Gordo said, shout out to Zoots, bringing the snacks. Shout out to Stephanie out here. Check her out on IG. Unwrap a new me. Get your cups. I'm gonna invest in getting some Gen Shock cups as well. But like I said earlier in the show, thank you on behalf of all of us. Got Messiah, Goldo, Sheck Monster, and ladies, if you want to watch the episode on Wednesday at 8 a.m., there's plenty of space on his bed. Go ahead and cuddle. But subscribe, guys. Please let your friends know. Support
What
us. We're
happens in the
supporting everybody
sheets
else that's out
stays in
there.
the sheets.
That's what she said, Beast Check. But yeah, anyways, Generation Shock, we are out, baby.
Peace.
Much love, guys.
Move with the rhythm. Shake it up, stop when the clock hits 13. Sing 1, 2, 3, 4. Cause like we do